10 unsolved mysteries that can't be explained. Understanding the workings behind occurrences helps humans maintain the sense of being in control of happenings around them. There is a sense of powerlessness and the longing to know that comes with uncertainties. However, over the years, we've had cases of very mysterious happenings that have left us searching for answers for years without any closure. Here are 10 mysteries that remain largely unsolved, including records of individuals and groups of people that just disappeared without a trace. Number 10. The Bermuda Triangle. Despite the position of authorities that there is nothing off about the incidences around the area of the Bermuda Triangle, it remains one of the major topics of conspiracies founded on the mysterious disappearance of both water and air vessels in the area. The disappearance of the SS Cotopaxi 1925, Star Ariel 1949, and Carol A. Deering 1921 are to mention but a few of some of the vessels and aircraft that the crew were never heard from again. Some have cited some unexplained magnetic force that pulls these vessels to their doom, while others link them to some alien activities. Authorities have pointed out these disappearances as different from any other, but the speculations keep flying high. Number 9. The Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste was a ship that set sail for Genoa on November 7, 1872, but was found adrift about 400 miles east of Azores. The discovery was made by the crew of the Dei Gratia, led by Captain David Morehouse. When the crew went on board the ship that was discovered on December 4th of that same year, they found that the ship had been abandoned by the crew that was led by Captain Briggs. A look around showed that the ship was largely intact with no obvious signs of struggle, which left the crew wondering what could have happened to the people on that ship. When the news finally got out, various conspiracies such as attacks from pirates or sea monsters and even the idea of killer water sprouts started to fly around. At some point, the authorities even suspected foul play from the Dei Gratia crew. But to this day, no conclusive discovery has been made on the matter. Number 8. The MH370 disappearance. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 had disappeared without a trace on March 8, 2014, while flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Just within an hour from takeoff, the plane's transponder was turned off and the plane's course was changed. Debris from the plane was later found off course towards the Indian Ocean, and the fate of 239 people on board remains unknown, as no flight record was found. The disappearance of MH370 is one of the most puzzling aviation mysteries in history. Some allege that the plane might have been hijacked, but no one knows if this is true. The disappearance of MH370 has had a profound impact on the families of the victims, the aviation industry, and the world as a whole. It's a reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of safety in aviation. Number 7. The Dilatov Pass. The Dilatov Pass incident in 1959, which happened in the Ural Mountains, left 9 hikers dead in what must have been a horrific death. The hiker's tent was found ripped from the insides when they failed to turn up as planned, and the search crew found the 9 hikers dead while being scarcely dressed for the extreme temperature. Some were found to have died from hypothermia, while others died from obvious physical trauma, with obvious damage to the skull and even a tongue missing from one of them. Some suspected that these victims might have died from military experiments gone wrong, while some pushed that they might have gotten caught in an avalanche. The real cause of these deaths remains unknown, and the official reports have the cause of death as compelling natural force. Number 6. The Voynich Manuscript. A Polish book dealer, Richard Voynich, acquired a manuscript in 1912 that remains the topic of major unexplained things ever found in history. The Voynich manuscript is an illustrated codex written in an unknown script with illustrations of various unidentified species of plants, animals, and astrological charts. The vellum on which it is written has been carbon dated to the early 15th century. For years, researchers and cryptographers have tried to decipher its contents with no success. It might just be meaningless scribblings, likely be a coded script with deep meanings. The Voynich manuscript remains one of the most mysterious and intriguing artifacts in the world. Its true meaning and purpose may never be known. Number 5. The Lost Colony of Roanoke. The lost city of Roanoke is one of the most famous mysteries in history. In 1587, a group of 115 English colonists led by John White landed on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina, intending to establish the first permanent English settlement in the New World. However, when White traveled to England for supplies and returned to Roanoke Island in 1590, he found that the colony had been abandoned. There were no signs of the colonists, and the only clue left behind was the word Croatoan carved into a tree. Some believe they might have migrated to join the Croatoans, while others believe that they might have assimilated with the natives. Whatever the case, no one knows for certain what their fate is to this day. Number 4. The Tau Hum. The Tau Hum is largely described by people who experience it as a low-frequency sound that happens in Tau, New Mexico, and has been on since the early 1990s. The source of the Tau Hum is still very much unknown. Some believe that it's caused by natural occurrences, such as wind blowing through the mountains or underground gas or water currents. Others believe that it's caused by human activity, such as the operation of a nearby power plant or military base. In 1994, a team of researchers from the University of New Mexico conducted a study of this sound and concluded that it was most likely caused by a combination of natural and human-made factors. So far, Tau Hum remains a mystery, and its source is likely to remain unknown for some time to come. Number 3. The Zodiac Killer. The pseudonym Zodiac Killer was adopted as a name for the person or persons that were responsible for a series of unexplained murders that happened in Northern California in the late 60s. The activities of the Zodiac Killer were famous for the numerous cryptic messages that were sent to media houses. It was believed that cracking these codes will reveal the identity of the killer or killers, but this never happened. The targets were mostly young couples, and despite numerous suspects that were arrested, there has never been any identification of the person or persons involved in these activities. Reports have it that the Zodiac Killer made boasts and threats in the letters while claiming responsibility for the murders. This remains one of the most horrifying unsolved cases in the history of America. Number 2. The Marfa Lights. For more than a century, the Marfa Lights have been observed in a desert near Marfa in Texas. These are mysterious lights that residents, tourists, and scientists alike have reported seeing in the area. It's become so popular that it's now a major attraction in the area, with people coming from different parts to observe them. Numerous theorists have been brought forward to explain them, such as describing them as a reflection of some sort, and it's even become integrated in the cultural renditions of the natives. It has informed stories and various beliefs of the people there. These orbs of light, as they're described, will remain a mystery that will fascinate humans for years and centuries to come. Some push it as activities of some extraterrestrial beings, but we will never know for certain. Number 1. The Dancing Plague. The Dancing Plague of 1518 was a case of dancing mania that occurred in then Strasbourg, which is known as Alsace in modern-day France. No one knows the real reason behind this outbreak, but it all started with one woman dancing uncontrollably and was joined by hundreds of others. Different theories have it that this was a stress-induced mass hysteria, ergot poisoning, or even the doing of some supernatural power. The plague lasted for about 3 months, with recorded casualties. All efforts by authorities proved futile. The exact cause of the dancing plague is still unknown, but it's a fascinating historical mystery. The outbreak has been the subject of many books, articles, and even a film. It's a reminder of the power of the human mind and the strange and sometimes inexplicable things that can happen. There you have it. There are some of the many unexplained happenings known to man and are reminders of how little we know about the world.